Welcome.
Wait, which one are we doing first?
Doing it
Out of character.
Okay.
All right.
Mercy.
This will be a fun night for all of us.
Oh, alrighty.
Wait,
then.
who am I?
I have no idea who any of us
Who
are.
are you, Peter?
Hello, everybody in YouTube land. Cast, pipe down. We're actually live. Yeah. All right. Oh, somebody's got a live thing up there, so you might want to mute that. All right, we got some technical issues that we're going to work through.
John, is it me? Something weird.
Lara, that's you.
What do I do?
What?
Why does it say that?
That's because you're live. It's okay.
Okay. No, it's not me.
I think it might be, but we'll take it.
John, help me. What am I supposed to do?
Hold on, people. Oh, let me try this.
We're live.
How's this, guys? We are live. I think I solved the problem with the technology button. Who knew that would actually work? Welcome to Laffs Plays. We have an awesome show in store for you tonight. We're going to be live reading 3 lovely plays at the suggestion of the ubiquitous John Gild, who is sitting there. And we've got plays by myself, Jim Andrinos, and also Benny Benowitz. And we're going to read Out of Character first, and that's going to be followed by Beazle, and then we are going to do Theater Dreams. We have an awesome cast that you guys just need to meet. We have Lara Storgoris. Lara, have you waving your little box
Hi.
so the people can see it? Amanda Nicholas, Dave Jenkins, Joe Espenshade. There you go. John Gild. Give a little wave. Robert Cuniff, if you'd be so kind. Ms. Leanne Lord. If you give there you go. Benny Benowitz, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing Benny Benowitz. Jordan Page, all the way down from DC. Fariaz Rabiani. Did I pronounce that right? Am I even close? There you
Rabani.
go. Rabani, thank you. Diana Cherkis. There she is. And Jenya Starsev. And we are going to start with reading Out of Character. And just a couple of quick notes up top that you guys may or may not want to know. That this takes place on a split stage where we've got different areas with different actors in it, and we do all the transitions with lighting. So, Out of Character, New York City Theater District, a dingy corner of Times Square. A pretty female worker is handing out tickets to a show. 2 tourists approach.
What are those tickets for?
It's a play. Starts in 20 minutes, right down the block.
Is it any good?
Sure, I haven't seen the new cast, but I'm sure it's great.
Who's in it?
Nobody you would have ever heard of, but tickets are only $20.
Too expensive.
How about 10 apiece?
I'll give you 5 for both.
Done. Enjoy the show.
The sound booth, Harlan, a director, is talking a mile a minute to a younger actress, maybe 19 years old, Jenny.
This play has been a nightmare production. I've hated every one of these people. In 40 years of show business, I've never had to deal with craziness like this.
He keeps on ranting as she starts changing. In the theater, it's a tiny black box theater. There are a section of 3 seats. The 2 tourists come in. There's a woman sitting in the middle seat.
Excuse me, these are the last 2 seats. Could you possibly move down one so my husband and I can sit together?
No.
Oh.
That'll be
The
fine.
lights flash 3 times, indicating the show's about to start.
It'll be fine. Just sit, honey.
Backstage of the theater. The backstage area of an off-Broadway play. People rush in and out. Laughter's heard. Cast wanders in and out. Ginny enters, skimpy costume, makeup a mess.
Places, everyone. I see you're a bit of a mess, Jenny. Let me guess, a meeting with the director?
She flips him the bird, starts putting on makeup. In the theater, the 2 tourists look horrified. The woman, not so much.
Is that a vagina costume?
Oh, God. I thought it was a life-size chia pet.
Tourists.
Backstage, Paula and Remy are changing clothes furiously, getting ready for their next stage appearance. There are piles of clothes and a changing screen backstage as well.
Shut the fuck up, Remy.
Paula, just look.
Shut the fuck up. You fucked her, Remy. God, what's the matter? Commit was too difficult for you, so you had to screw it up? I can't believe you did this.
Stage manager enters.
Paula, you're on.
Fuck.
She exits.
You should leave your personal shit at home.
Whatever. How long before my cue?
About 4.
Not even enough time for a cigarette.
The stage manager exits. Marla enters dressed like
Odd audience.
she kisses Remy on the lips, starts staging.
For luck.
Thanks. Listen, Marla, Paula found out.
How?
She won't tell me, but be careful, all right? She's on a warpath.
I don't need this, Remy. She's Harlan's little pet. The last thing I need is shit from the director. This is my first serious role.
Remy walks over, takes off her clown nose, kisses her real nose.
It'll be cool, all right? Just deny everything. Okay? Trust me, okay?
Last time someone said, trust me, I got pregnant.
It wasn't me, was it?
No, but the month is still young.
Stage manager enters.
You're up, Remy.
Remy exits. Marla strips down into her next costume. She's in her underwear. The stage manager looks on.
Take a picture, it'll last longer.
Oh, sorry. Never mind. 6 minutes, Marla.
Okay.
She's about to put on another outfit. He just keeps looking.
Get out of here!
He exits. Marla continues getting dressed. Kate enters, starts getting undressed.
How's it going?
Fine. I hate farce. How many damn costume changes do we have?
I've got 3 more.
All this for a one act? The writer thinks he's Shakespeare. Did you remember we have dinner at my mother's tomorrow?
I remember.
Andy enters, changes quickly.
God, it's wild out there.
What's up?
Paula and Remy's fight scene just got ugly.
How?
She jumped Q and slapped him early. He was totally unprepared, almost came out of character. Thank God that this is a farce, otherwise we'd have been hosed.
What got into her?
I heard that she was fucking around.
And all she did was jump Q. If someone had fucked around on me, I'd rip their tits off.
Stage manager enters.
Andy, Kate, you're up.
Andy and Kate exit.
Marla, what are you doing?
Huh?
You're in the wrong outfit. Put on the blue blouse.
Fuck. Never thought I would long to do old Calcutta again.
In 2.
Is there a reason why you always watch me get dressed?
Because when I don't, you put on the wrong outfit.
Haha.
She exits. Stage manager sniffs the blouse. Paula and Andy enter. Stage manager hides the piece.
I'm not pissed that he cheated. We're adults. I don't think he owes me monogamy. I'm upset that he wasn't discreet. I don't want everyone to know that he's fucking her.
You don't want to be made a cuckold.
Exactly.
Harlan wants to see you, Paula. Now.
Now?
You have 9 minutes.
She exits.
How do you feel?
Oh, Jesus. Andy, will you stop it?
You can't deny it happened. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
I'm not ashamed of anything. I'm just confused.
It's all right. I was confused the first time, too.
The first time? Please. I've been with men before. It's just...
What?
It's Marla. I think I love her. I don't know. I'm so confused. God, things were easier when I stage managed at the Christopher Street Theater. Fuck. In 2, Andy.
Ginny enters in a bikini, wheeling a prop torture rack.
Hey, nice rack.
You've said that every show.
It's been funny every show.
She flips from the bird. Stage manager exits. Ginny looks at the rack and at her own cleavage.
Actually, it's 2 racks.
She goes behind the changing stream.
I wasn't his first. I feel so used.
Sound room. Harlan is watching the show. Paula enters. They speak subtle voice as to not disturb the audience. She's in a robe and has on a fake mustache and beard.
You wanted to see me?
Paula, what the hell are you doing out there? I don't care what our relationship is. The play comes first. Stay on script and stop hitting Remy.
You could either take this time to yell at me, or I could just blow you.
Excuse me?
She drops to her knees. He stops her.
What if the audience sees?
This is Marla's topless scene. Trust me, they won't look up here.
We only have 5 minutes.
She takes off her robe. She's in her underwear.
Please, I'll have 3 minutes to spare.
She goes to take off the beard. Harlan stops her.
Why? You don't leave on that on?
You are all kinds of twisted.
In the theater, the audience members looking around stunned as Harlan can clearly be heard climaxing.
Where's that sound coming from?
Hey, farm boy, it's alternative theater. I know they don't have that where you grew up, but here we just shut up, sit back, and absorb.
Backstage at the theater, Marla and Remy enter. Marla is in pasties and clutching her blue blouse to her toplessness.
Are you all right?
She loosened the cap. Do you have any idea how much I paid for these teeth?
I'm sure you'll be all right.
Bitch.
Andy exits in a huff.
Oh, she told everyone. I can't deal with this, Remy. Harlan's going to fire me, and Kate's going to rip my tits off. I need a Valium.
After the show. Tonight's the last night of the run, so let's just get it over with.
Stage directors.
Remy, you have 7. Marla, you have 4. Want me to hang that up?
Paula enters.
Go away, you pervert.
Fine. This time it's the hooker outfit.
He exits.
Oh, typecasting.
I need a cigarette.
Remy.
Don't bother, honey. It's chicken shit.
2 minutes, Paula.
Look, Paula, I don't know what you heard, but...
Save it. I saw the two of you going at it this afternoon.
It's not what you think.
I thought it was sex. Now let's see. Your legs were up over your head, and his prick was going in and out of you. Yep, that's sex. What? Do you think I'm going to believe that you were running lines?
But how could you...
I got back from my meeting with Harlan early. I heard the two of you, and then I came in quietly. I have to go deal with this, but this is not settled. I will deal with you later.
Mommy.
Paula exits. Stage manager enters.
Hurry up, Marla. You've got a minute.
Oh, thanks.
Turns her back, drops the shirt. Stage manager's jaw drops. Stage manager's face in pure joy. Marla puts on a tank top, shorts that are way too tight, and heels that are too high. She's having a hard time with her earrings.
God, could you zip my shorts?
Yes.
He rushes over to zipper her shorts. Andy enters.
Well, isn't this sweet?
Great. I piss off the straight cast members, the lesbian, and now the gay guy, too.
She exits. Remy returns.
3 minutes for each of you.
Fine.
Cool.
They get dressed in silence.
What's the matter?
Relationships.
Say no more. I know what you're going through.
Well, yours doesn't seem to be going all that well right now.
You know how it is. It's either feast or famine. Last night was the feast, and today... Sometimes I feel as if I'm just going to chuck women and go gay.
Really? How fascinating. You must tell me more.
They exit to the stage. Ginny enters in another bikini, wearing a donkey costume head. Stage manager meets her, starts to help her take off the head.
Please don't say it.
Nice ass.
I hate you.
There's a blood-curdling scream from Marla on the stage. From the looks of their faces, this probably wasn't in the script. In the sound booth.
It's hit her with the 10 Commandments.
In the theater.
The bitch hit her with the 10 Commandments.
Yes, she did.
Backstage, Ginny enters. Ginny exits as Marla enters, holding her abdomen. The stage manager also enters.
You okay?
That bitch hit me with the 10 Commandments.
I saw.
I confess my sins to God the Earth Mother. She reads the commandment, I get forgiven.
That's what was supposed to happen.
So I confess, and the bitch wallops me with the 10 Commandments.
Kind of a metaphor for religion.
That wasn't in the script.
Thank God this isn't the Titus Andronicus.
Kate enters. The stage manager exits quick.
You fucked a man? I am so repulsed.
You hit me with the fucking 10 Commandments.
You deserved it. Closet hetero.
During the show. That was so unprofessional.
Stage manager returns.
Kate, Harlan wants to see you now before the curtain.
Fine.
She exits. Remy enters, doubled over.
Oh, she's playing a metaphor. Look, metaphors shouldn't really kick you in the crotch.
You deserved it, chicken shit. I got whacked with the 10 Commandments.
Not you two.
He grabs a stick and hat.
Ever try to do a dance number with numb balls?
It's interpretive dance. No one will know the difference.
You're a peach.
Remy exits.
This show is quickly turning into UNESCO meets the Three Stooges.
Fuck, it's a lingerie scene.
She picks up a piece of lingerie, goes behind the changing screen. Stage manager waits a moment, then silently walks over, starts to peek at her through the cracks. In the sound room, Harlan is watching the show. Kate enters. They speak soda voices to not disturb the audience.
You wanted to see me?
You hit her with the 10 Commandments? This is so wrong on every level.
She cheated on me.
So do the mature thing. Cheat back. Just refrain from hitting her with the religious artifacts.
That's a brilliant idea. I'll make her suffer. Like she did me.
She starts stripping down to her underwear.
What are you doing?
You need to have sex with me so I can have my revenge on her. You're repulsive. It'll drive her crazy.
Kate, I can't.
Just be gentle. I've never been with a man before.
Never?
No.
Maybe I could give it the old college try.
Backstage at the theater, stage manager is still enjoying his peep show. Andy enters.
What are you doing?
What?
You were peeking at Marla, weren't you?
Me? No.
Marla comes out from behind the screen.
You were peeking at me? I thought you were gay.
He is gay. Barry!
He exits crying.
You like me?
Yeah.
I turned a gay man straight. Yes! I knew I was good. Didn't know I was that good.
Marla, stage manager, Kate sees this. Marla exits.
Et tu, Brute?
What?
Remy enters, again doubled over. Andy enters.
Somebody has to stop her.
Where did the metaphor get you this time?
Kidneys.
That's not so bad. Marla got me in the heart. Well, I guess you two have something in common.
Ah.
Marla, you both have conspired to take away my sole purpose for living. So, I'm just gonna have to end it all.
Suicide?
Yes. After my final show.
I feel your pain. Your girlfriend stole my boyfriend.
I'm not your boyfriend. We had one night.
One night? Is that all I was to you?
Yes!
The tourist looks so disgusted.
That was all kinds of wrong.
In the sound booth.
God, that's fucking hot.
Backstage, Marla enters looking battered.
The lesbian love scene took an S&M turn.
She's finishing the final monologue. Get set for final bows.
Paula enters.
You hit me.
So what?
Cast assembles for bows.
I'm telling Harlan that it's you or me.
The bow is in 60 seconds.
Won't do you any good. This is the final performance, and besides, I'm fucking Harlan.
You're fucking the director?
Sorry, Remy, but it's been going on for a while.
Leave this. I just did Harlan.
What?
Me too. But we were in the same drama camp when I was a teenager.
It's kind of how I got the part.
Everyone turns and looks at Ginny.
Gross, he's my dad.
So he did everyone in the cast he's not related to except me? My agent is right. I am getting ugly.
I will kill you.
Chaos. Everyone argues fervently with each other. Soon the argument becomes a brawl. Punches fly. People are tossed about.
On stage in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, now.
Everyone stops fighting and runs out to take their bows. The stage manager again sniffs a piece of Marla's clothes. In the theater, the woman is giving a standing ovation as the tourists look traumatized. In the sound booth,
They're gonna kill me. Luckily enough, I got plans. I love the theater.
picks up a suitcase and walks out. Theater District Street, dingy corner of Times Square. Barker is handing out tickets to a show. The two Midwest tourists approach again.
How'd you like the show?
Some good gags, but the cast had no chemistry.
Too much fake blood on stage.
Really? The last cast didn't have fake blood.
Bit too violent for my taste.
Really? Too bad. Here's some free tickets to an improv show. Hopefully you'll like that better. Very mellow. They sing a lot.
Thanks.
They exit. Harlan approaches the marker.
The flight to Aruba's in 2 hours. Where's your bag?
She pulls out a knapsack, throws the ticket she was marking into the trash.
Got it.
We're gonna be there for 5 days.
I got bikinis, a sarong, and panties. Do you really want me wearing more than that?
Good point.
Besides, what's the point of having a sugar daddy if he's not going to buy you a new wardrobe on vacation?
You need to ease up with that sugar daddy stuff.
Your show let out already. When your cast realizes you're not there, they're going to come looking for you. You want to be there when they come out?
You're just as sleazy as I am. I think this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
You've never written an original line in your life, have you?
Clearly, I'm not here for the art.
The end. Guys, awesome. Awesome read, everybody. We are, yay! All right, we are going to switch tones, and we have a really fun play to do next. Beazle is coming up. Let me just I need to find my Beazle script so that we can do this. And I believe Leanne is going to do the stage directions for it. And everybody who is not in Beazle, which means all of us except for Benny and Joe and Lara, should pop off our cameras. And I will do the same in a second. And Leanne, when you're ready, it's on you.
Okay, thanks. Two guys are in a gynecologist's waiting room. Jim is seated wearing a Yankees cap. Robbie is pacing, a newspaper rolled up in his hand.
Done with the paper?
Oh, sure.
Following the series?
Not really.
Oh, a Mets fan.
Nah. I mean, who can afford it?
I can, or I could.
The only sport I still watch is hockey because I love that hockey players seem shocked to find out that there were rules. You hit a guy ahead with the stick and wah.
This your first?
I'm hoping. Yours?
We're still debating.
What's the debate?
I got season tickets at the new stadium, a mortgage up to my eyeballs, a business that's teetering, and her friggin' family has a history of abnormalities.
You never know how things will turn out.
What the hell you know about it?
My Uncle Beazle was retarded.
Genetic defect?
Dropped on his head.
No.
He was born in Italy in 1903. Very backward little town. They'd never heard of gravity. Years later, Mussolini made it a law, but it was too late for Beazle. And then my grandparents moved to America and had 8 more kids.
How the hell they managed that?
Back then, they were real Italians.
We're only going to have 1 kid, and I want him to be normal.
Maybe it'll be more than that.
Normal. Little League or soccer, not that Special Olympics crap. And what kind of name is Beazle?
His name is Biagio, but he couldn't pronounce it. And then the local hoods exaggerated it just to torture him a little more, and it kind of stuck.
So you want to put another kid through that?
Jim looks at his watch, takes out a pill, and pops it.
Believe me, I've got enough on my plate already.
And my grandmother thought he'd always be a burden. The family bought a house in September of 1929, and then a year later, the stock market crashed. So 3 sisters, 3 surviving brothers, none of them working, 2 immigrant parents who couldn't speak English. My 13-year-old mother talked the bank out of foreclosing, and the family survived on the $10 a week the retarded guy made.
You're telling me the guy who was dropped on his head supported a family through the Great Depression?
Right up until he quit his job.
What?
He worked putting cans on a conveyor belt in the peroxide family. And the foreman was a midget with a short leg, well, shorter leg, and whom my uncle called the cripple. And they got into a fight. So 9 mouths to feed, and my uncle walks off the job. And you know, when the lowest employee in the company fails to show up, the entire operation falls apart. So the boss sends the cripple to my grandmother's house on the other end of Brooklyn to bring Bizzle back. And Bizzle says, you can't make this up. Bizzle says, you tell him I wouldn't go to work there if they paid me.
So they lost the house.
Nah, my grandmother sent my normal uncle, Amerigo, to replace Bizzle, and Mary immediately cuts off his finger in the machinery. The retarded guy worked there for 20 years without getting hurt. The normal guy couldn't go 20 minutes. So Bizzle goes back to the factory the next day and then went to his night job.
The whole country's out of work and he had 2 jobs?
Set up pins in a bowling alley. He later became a victim of technological unemployment when they invented the automatic pin spotter.
See, this is what I mean. It's not 1929.
It's getting there.
It's not 1929. What kind of work could Bizzle get today? Who takes care of them when the parents die?
When Grandma died, a family fight made them sell the house. So at first, Bizzle lived with his brother Artie. In fact, Bizzle's Social Security check was paying Artie's mortgage. But then after a while, Artie figured he needed his marriage more than he needed the Social Security check. So after that, his brother and sister took him 2 months at a time.
So after a lifetime of backbreaking slave labor, he was stuck going door to door like a retarded King Lear? I'm sorry. What's the proper euphemism nowadays?
Well, apparently they have specific terms to define mental capacity, and I think idiot must be the lowest, because one time I got really mad at Bizzle and I yelled at my mother, your brother is a freaking idiot. And she screamed at me, he's not an idiot, he's a moron. We're very proud of that.
Well, it's not the old days. I don't live within 5 blocks of 40 relatives. I drop dead. Who will my kid go door to door with? What kind of life is that anyway? That's not healthy for anybody.
The last 30 years of his life, he slept in a good bed, ate 4 meals a day, and at 80 years old, he could play basketball with his nephew, whom he called my little pal. My father used to say, the last of us to go will have to shoot him. We're afraid our grandchildren will be putting up without even knowing who he was. He just knock on their door and stay a month.
Look, I know what you're trying to do, but the truth, what do you want for your kid?
Little League. Or soccer games. And when Bizzle would say, if I was right, I'd be married. But I've lived long enough to try to leave it in God's hands.
I put my finances in God's hands and he mismanaged them.
I sort of believe in an omnipotent God who somehow needs my help. But all I remember is whenever he stayed with us, Mom would be at the sink doing the dishes and singing while Bizzle swept the kitchen floor.
I hear you.
You know the saying, what you do to the least of mine.
All right, hey, I went to Catholic school for 12 friggin' years. I don't need Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life showing up at my crossroads gloating.
All I'm saying is, the least of ours turned out to be a hero.
Jim's spouse enters. She's about 15 years younger than he is.
What did they say, honey?
We have to talk.
The end.
Beautiful, guys. That is a beautiful, beautiful piece. We have one more when we get our cast back here. 12 down, 13, 14. Man, we got everyone back. So we are going to segue into Theater Dreams, if we would be so kind. And this one, by the way, I'm fully expecting some technological problems because there are about 30 characters with really similar names. So if people jump on each other's lines, just try and have as much fun and clarity as you can. Jordan, whenever you are ready, the floor is yours.
Awesome. A porch on a southern plantation. Beth, a wisp of a woman in a wisp of a dress, stands on stage fanning herself. Her dress is ridiculously soaked with sweat and clings loosely to her body. She's so oiled up with sweat that if she slipped, she'd slide directly into the audience. Tom enters. He's a strong merchant marine. He stops, lights a cigarette. He speaks directly to the audience and is unnoticed by Beth, who sits in the background reading Smart Women, Foolish Choices. Occasionally, she hoots and hollers at a particularly good passage in the background.
Yes, I've got tricks in my pocket. I have things in my sleeve.
He proceeds to pull an excessive amount of things from his sleeve. A huge pocket comb, an umbrella, a back scratcher, condoms, tissues, rope, anything and everything. As he pulls them out, he demonstrates or discards these things in a big show.
This play is a memory. In memory, everything happens to music. This explains the music happening softly playing here.
Music plays way too loudly in the background, causing Tom to yell his lines over the music for a bit.
Obviously, an overzealous director's attempt to modernize this classic, so we'll ignore it and move on.
Oh, no, you didn't. Damn.
That's my sister. The play's about her, but I'm really the star. Me and the gentleman caller are at the end of the play. After all, with this playwright, women fall into one of two categories.
Amanda enters. She is black.
Here comes the other one right now.
Stop reading, little sister. We've got to get you ready, fresh, and pretty for gentlemen callers. No man likes a woman who reads, unless it's the Kama Sutra.
I'm not expecting any callers.
Christ. Here comes the story.
Let her tell it.
Again?
Just try and stop her.
Oh, one afternoon, on top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow, I received 17 gentlemen callers. I was such a whore. Why, sometimes there weren't even enough chairs. We had to send the Negro over to bring in folding chairs from the parish house. Racist playwright bastard.
What happened to the gentlemen callers, Mama?
Oh, well, you know, Hadley died in a horrible moonshine accident. Bates died destitute in a flop house in Amarillo. Amadou was shot 41 times by several police officers in a corrupt police state. And OJ, he devoted his life to finding the scoundrels who mercilessly hacked away at his ex-wife and her boy toy. Oh, we should have him over. Tom, come in the kitchen and help me hide the cutlery.
They exit. Beth looks stunned, rises, wishes upon a star.
The New Orleans summers are sweaty with desire. I long for sweet gentleman caller who will slip me his glass unicorn under the elm. I'm a Southern belle, and this bell tolls for a strong man. A man who can take me away from the confines of post-World War II Southern drama. A man of pleasure, a man of leisure, a man of theater.
The lights twist and turn. A man comes out looking very much like a mobster holding a wand.
My dear Southern Belle, your prayers have fallen upon sympathetic ears in the land of fantasy theater. Oh, lucky you.
Who are you?
I am your fairy godfather. Call me Vito.
Vito? Wow, what an absolutely charming name. May I offer you a lemonade or some sweet iced tea?
No need baby cakes. What's your problem?
Well, I've been written by this author to be a Southern belle, but I feel like I could be so much more. I want to be strong. I want to be a central figure to the story. Look, I'm going to be heartbroken, disappointed, beaten, or raped if I stay in this author's place. At the very least, some clod is going to come in here, call me Blue Roses, Copperfield, and snap the horn off my unicorn.
Happened to me once in a cat house in AC. Broad was a ring card girl. He'd better than the fighters.
I want to be rewritten.
That must be the
Dramatic
first...
music stab.
That must be the first plot point. Do you know which it is that you are asking? You are created for this time and place. Do you really want me to switch your style?
Please, dear sir, the summers are too hot in this author's mind, and I know that I'll be confined to a long, lonely life. Please, can you help me?
I could, but it'll cost you.
Name your price.
Well, you got a nice.
She slaps him.
Scoundrel.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Deal. But only after we find the perfect genre for a lady like myself.
Beauteous. Let's go.
Blackout. Lights up on an empty stage. Vito stands alone. 3 women in togas run by giggling. 2 men stand in the corner and act as a chorus.
Viti vici vi domus annus quantum.
Yo, mooks, speak American.
We are the fates. What have you brought us?
Death.
Beth is basically shoved onto stage wearing a toga. She's embarrassed as all hell.
This toga has no support for my womanly figure.
Gotta love that Greco-Roman costuming. What do you think of this place?
Well, it's a bit Spartan.
A king enters. He is regal, noble, and insane.
Who dares to mention the name of our enemies, the Spartans? Athens has been at war with them for generations.
It was the strumpet.
Excuse me.
Silence!
I do like he says. The Greeks didn't like women speaking in the court, you know.
Bring me the lady.
The chorus comes down and each one grabs an arm. They take her to the king.
Please, sir, I'm just a poor, unfortunate woman from another genre.
Enough! Bring me my bride.
Yes,
An
my
old
beloved.
lady comes out.
Yes, my beloved.
The fates said I would marry my mother, but I don't see it.
She's fetching.
Only if you throw her a ball.
You've got just one ball?
That was Hitler.
Urban myth. He had 2, and let me just say they were huge.
Silence!
These people are weird.
You think?
How should I punish this impudent woman?
A flogging! It's a wonderful day for a flogging.
Get me a flogging report!
A woman in a toga comes out. Bombshell. She's holding a weather map.
Today will be a mild day with a slight wind blowing across the Aegean Sea. The temperature will be 11 degrees Kelvin.
Who's Kelvin?
A precocious little kid. Hung out with a tiger named Hobbs.
No, a good day for a flogging.
So be it. Bring me my whip.
A woman runs out with a whip.
Ready her?
The chorus bends Beth at the waist.
Hey!
Maybe this isn't the genre for you.
The old lady shuffles over and raises her toga to expose her panty-clad rump.
Oh, really tan it, my love.
I shall.
Stop this!
As you wish.
Blackout. Vito stands among a field holding a sword. A maiden in Shakespearean garb enters. A monk enters.
A good day, my lord.
How you doing?
So sad for this sweet lass. She's so sweet and pure, and she cannot be wed until her elder sister has done so as well.
What's the problem? Is her sister a skank or something?
Nay, in truth, she is quite the fetching lass, but her disposition is that of a shrew.
Beth enters in period costume. She is also fit to be tied.
God, do you have any idea how much my breasts hurt?
There she goes.
Hey, you got the lead.
They bound my breasts tighter than tight. I think I've gone from a C cup to an A.
Wyatt, listen. You got the lead in a Shakespearean piece.
Really?
You betcha. This should be perfect for you.
I can't thank you enough.
A man enters in period costume.
Where is my wife to be?
Beth looks around. The man crosses to her.
My dearest Kate, I'm told that you are a fierce woman, but I shall break your spirit, win your heart, and carry away your father's purse.
Oh, great. An alpha male.
A black man enters. He is in military garb.
You have betrayed me, my fair Desdemona, and now thou shalt die.
A woman, young and sweet, enters, speaks to Vito.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Well, that's the role I wanted. Why couldn't you give me that?
Oh, like you can still play the ingenue, please. Not even in a soap.
Another man wanders on stage, bloody.
A horse, my kingdom for a horse.
I feel the same way at the track.
You must be tamed.
You must die.
I gotta go.
Just when it was getting good.
Blackout. Everything is gray. Vito stands, shivering.
Don't they get no heat in this place?
A woman comes out with a huge pail of water and a scrubbing brush. She gets on her hands and knees and starts cleaning the floor.
The Russian winters are brutal.
Hold on, guys. Diana, you're Russian woman number 2. Jenya, you're Russian woman 1. Do again?
The Russian winters are brutal with the weather. When the cold is deep, you're locked inside the house with nothing to entertain you but your womanly duties. Last night, there was 14 inches. Tonight, they expect snow.
Second woman joins her on the floor. Beth enters, dressed in rags, face covered in dirt.
This is?
Russian theater. Everything is hard, life sucks, 2 hours of back-breaking labor and incessant talking.
A Russian man enters in a funny hat. He takes off the hat, sits at the table.
Vodka.
The second woman scampers off to get the bottle. Beth starts to scrub the floor.
I do declare, manual labor on stage. Is Equity aware of what goes on here?
Woman number 2 returns with the bottle and a large cup. She pours him a cup. He pulls her onto his lap and paws all over her.
Ivan, please, the others.
He takes a swig of the drink. His face turns sour and he does a huge spit take onto the women cleaning the floor.
Quite unmannerly.
What have you done with my vodka?
The winter has killed all the potatoes. I had to use the fermented colon of your cousin.
He tosses the rest of the vodka onto Beth and the other woman. Beth jumps up.
Gross!
Vanya enters. He is delusional, drunk, and disgusting. He is all over Beth like a cheap suit.
Yelena, leave your professor husband and come with me. Be with me. Only
He
me.
kisses her. Kisses
Only
her
me.
again. Tastes the vodka.
Colin vodka?
He holds her down and starts to violently lick the vodka off her body. She pushes him away. He lunges back. Finally, she gets him in a martial arts wrist lock.
I see that $60 you spent at Tiger Schulman's worked magic.
Yellow belt. I looked fab in the gi. Can I just settle down in a nice 20th century American drama where I'm not a love interest?
Picky, picky.
Blackout. Vito is on stage. Beth comes out in a chauffeur's cap.
What's the play?
Driving Miss Daisy.
I'm too young to be Miss Daisy.
You're not, you're Hawk.
Hooky, the chauffeur?
Exactamundo.
I can't be him.
Why?
He's an old black man and I'm a young white woman?
Haven't you ever heard of non-traditional casting?
Oh, come on. Nobody does that. Please.
It's a college production.
Fuck, I'm hokey. Who gets to be Daisy?
Paybacks up,
woman marches
biatch. I'm from the back of the bus and I'm in the back of the car. Get in, girl. We going to the mall.
I know.
And this time find me a man. Eyes are coming, Miss Daisy.
Blackout. Vito stands on stage. Beth comes out in a simple dress.
Did you find me a husband?
Arthur Miller play. He writes strong characters.
Great! Are we in the Crucible? 3 tall women?
An old man wanders onto the stage.
G?
Throw the ball, Biff. You can do it.
You found the one play of Arthur Miller's where female characters are ancillary.
Do I really seem like the type of guy who knows the theater?
Hey, you look like my wife Linda. I did this. I didn't smash the car. I'm gonna just kill myself.
Look, there in the wings, a job. You can restore your lost sense of self-worth.
Willie tears ass out of there.
Let's go late 20th century, can we?
Cool.
Blackout. Lights up on Vito standing on stage. The orchestral opening to Cat starts. One by one, each of the 7 background actors comes out dressed like a cat. Finally, Beth comes out in a cat outfit. An actor starts to sing the Meow Mix song. Each subsequent actor starts a bit later, like a version of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. When it becomes white noise, Vito yells,
Stop! I don't know much about theater, but I know what I don't like. That sucks. I couldn't let you do that.
Blackout. Vito stands alone. The stage is empty. A woman gets on it, dressed in black.
Late 20th century, East Village, experimental theater. This should be at least a little bit better.
Bitch! Slave! Whore! I am a stigma to society. I am the black rain of death upon all nations. My vagina has no pleasure for you boys, only incarceration.
Beth enters with the other 2 girls in tow. They are dressed in leather pants and loose-fitting tops. 2 men in jock straps, dog collars, and boots come and lick the women in black shoes.
I am the goddess queen. I am the life-giver princess and the twat. Fire lies beneath my eyes and betwixt my thighs like havoc. I am not your antifreeze. No, not your antifreeze. Enjoy my anus and live 1,000 lives!
What the fuck is she talking about?
Shh, it's I.
Art my ass. It's just some crazy broad talking dirty. I usually like that, but she's confusing me. Is this what yam chick?
Stupid. It wasn't yams, it was sweet potatoes. Obviously, you're not educated enough to understand.
Oh, I'm uneducated. Tell you what, I got a PhD from the School of Hard Knocks. What say I take you over there and get you a lesson?
Ladies who serve me, shed your societal and social boundaries and allow your breasts to be free. Then share your sapphic love power with a glorious sisterhood worldwide.
The 2 girls whip off their tops, they're in sports bras, and start making out furiously. Beth hesitates.
The itsy bitsy spider crawls up the water spout. It bites your children and infects them with Lyme disease.
That's dicks that do that.
Poetic license. Look, world, as the babies you've aborted tap dance in limbo. No, they limbo in limbo.
Come on, you're making this shit up, right?
The jockstrap man hisses at Vito.
I'm gonna get you neutered. Oops, somebody beat me to it.
Excuse me?
Yes, feminine urchin, keeper of the uterine dreams.
Oh, why do I have to show my boobies or kiss another girl?
It's artistic impression.
It's titillation. What does it mean?
It symbolizes the power and freedom in a woman's sexuality. Woman's inner desire to uncross her heart, to lower and bring together. Men want them to lift and separate. We want them to run free.
Then why didn't you take your top off?
The kissing women stop cold, look to the woman in black for an answer.
Well, I'm the writer / director. I symbolize the power of the verbal woman, and besides, I have body issues.
The kissing women and the jockstrap men leave, disappointed.
That's not cool.
The woman in black starts to storm off, gets in Beth's face.
You're fucking with my art, little Miss Southern Belle, and I won't forget that. I have HBO down here. Christ. Have you seen the creepy people that give specials to? You fucked with my art. You closed down the run of the show in this old piano store / bodega, and I'm probably gonna lose my E&A grant. You come east of Avenue B, and I'm gonna shank you.
She makes a throat-slashing motion and exits.
Isn't that gesture banned?
Only from the NFL. Maybe I should bring you back to your own play.
No, please. Maybe theater isn't my medium. Could we try something different?
What, you think things are better in other art forms? Women are treated like this shit no matter where they go.
Please, Vito. You know, I've always depended on the kindness of strangers.
Some people gotta learn for themselves.
Blackout. Vito stands on an empty stage. The 3 white men come out dressed in full hip-hop costume. The 3 girls and Beth come out in bikinis and cowboy hats and stiletto heels.
What genre?
Music video.
The 3 men start to make human beatbox noises. The girls gyrate. Rapper comes out in full rap mode. Fake fur, jewelry, etc. Beth is totally lost.
All my bitches and my hoes say, oh!
Oh.
The women go into extreme ass-wiggling mode. Beth tries, then gives up. Walks over to Vito.
Do you like this?
In my opinion, music died with Louis Prima.
Can you take me home?
You always had the power.
I have?
Just click your 5-inch stilettos heels together and say, there's no place like home.
She taps her heels together and says, there's no place like home. Blackout. An empty stage. An old lady wanders out. She's worried. Vito enters in a doctor's smock.
Is she going to be okay?
Just a case of a heat stroke. She'll be fine.
A nurse wheels out Beth in the same sweat-soaked dress from the opening.
Honey, are you all right?
Yes, Mama. I had a horrible dream. And you were there?
She looks at the nurse who wheeled her in.
And you were there?
She looks at Vito.
And so were you.
Are you okay?
A man enters the stage screaming.
Stella! Stella!
Down the hall, room 214.
Thanks.
I'm fine now. Everything's perfect. Mama, take me home.
As you wish.
Blackout. The end.
Woo! Cast, you are awesome. Applause to the cast. Yay! Wanted to leave it open if you guys had any thoughts or ideas, just a brief discussion. And then I will let you find people head on home in a few minutes. Or not head on home, but I will let you people get back to your homes in a few minutes. So let's start with edit characters. Any thoughts, any impressions, anything you wanted to say about it?
I think some of the timeline of out of character was sort of confusing to me. Like they're saying it's the last run of the show, but then they're asking questions like how many more costume changes we have, and it just kind of it felt like it was the first time they were doing it, and then it turns out it's the last time they're doing it, and the way they're talking doesn't always it didn't always I didn't catch that that's what was happening. Yeah,
what I tried, this is based off what happened backstage in production of my first play that I ever got produced, which was called Opus Infinity, which was a horror show of a play. And all the things that I mentioned in there, making the actors do on stage, kind of happened. But we kept having actors quit, like after 2 performances. So every night there was new cast members.
Jesus.
So I wanted to get that this is the last night of the show, because it was a horror, but nobody's ultra familiar with it. So I do think that needs to be clarified.
Yeah.
What else, guys? What you got, Liam?
I heard it as being sarcastic, like, oh, how many more costume changes? That's how my mind made it happen. You said actually makes sense, but that's how my mind translated that line. It wasn't mine, but
that is a much easier fix than what I was planning on doing.
Yeah, that's how I heard it too.
That's a parenthetical sarcastic. That makes my life easier. What else,
You're
guys?
welcome.
Anyone else got any thoughts on that one? Yeah.
I
would
think
just like, oh, go ahead. I just
Go
want
ahead.
to say how great it is to hear them out loud again, because if you remember, I directed these years ago, and I love all the things you've added and all the changes, and I just think they're great. So really nice to be part of.
If I remember correctly, you directed the shorter version of Out of Character, just the stuff that was backstage, because you did that, and then Leanne was in the first time we ever produced Theater Dreams. So
Yeah, that was at Creative Acting Company, yes?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I wish Mario could have been here for this.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Was the amount of time they had, so he said they had 2 hours to get to their flight. This is probably just splitting hairs, but 2 hours, could it be more? That gave me anxiety hearing him.
Yeah,
say
me
that.
too. Yeah, can we add an
They had
hour
2
or two
hours
to that?
to make an international flight from Times Square. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're not, Yep. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I thought I was the only one sweating on that.
In all fairness, it was written pre-pandemic rules and pre-TSA.
I only have 10 hours.
Yeah.
Holy shit, is this pre 9/11?
It's pre 9/11.
Oh, remember when you could just show up at the airport in like 15 minutes? They'd be like, sure, go get on a
Just
plane.
stroll in. Just stroll in with full-size toiletries. Oh.
This was kind of written as an apology to every actor that had to be in Opus Infinity. That's what this was. So actually, this might have been the third or fourth play I ever wrote. This one, that's the oldest of these. All right.
Wow.
What else, guys? Any other comments on that one? No? All right, let's move on. Beazle, thoughts? Anybody? Benny, how do you feel it went?
I can never judge the thing, because it's not really a play. It's kind of an in-between thing between a play and a public service announcement. So basically, I don't really know how it holds up, but the only thing I can tell you is it's all absolutely true. 100% of it is absolutely true. Well, no, Padula, Italy had heard of gravity. It didn't seem to affect their behavior, but they had heard of it.
Okay. One of the things that, there's a subtle moment where it's clear that the Jim character is kind of pushing, where the Robbie character is pushing, the Angel character is pushing the non-Angel character in a very deliberate direction. I think that you need to ease up on the amount of push that you're giving with the Beazle story and allow.
Yeah, well, okay. So that's a question I would have then. That basically, there are a couple of things in it that I don't think are clear, but basically, I want the Angel character. I mean, It's a Wonderful Life. The Angel character has a clear need.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what in my mind is a clear need is stuff that I think about it in terms of who he is in terms of, well, what was his backstory? Is he actually an angel? Is he a person who had it? We're talking about 1903. So the guy's in the gynecologist room when his grandparents came over with a kid in 1903.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be having a kid probably.
Right. So there's so many circumstances that make it seem like it's a visitation as opposed to an actual character dynamic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of think that it's in my mind, if I was actually playing it well, which of course I don't, is that he had something that got lost, either a kid or something that he's trying to save another one to make up for it, because it's the Hebrew thing about he who saves one life saves the world.
Well, then you've got to get to. Unfortunately, you got to ease up on the throttle of him being an angel character. The only way to do that is to make his physical need more compelling. He really does need to save Jim's child if this is going to work.
Right.
Yeah. Other thoughts on this one? Yes, go ahead, Leanne.
I totally missed the angel thing because it's so conceivable that an old geezer can still have a kid.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it didn't even bother me that he's 80 years old having a kid.
Yeah.
Sure, of course he is. That's what men do.
So
One of the
apparently
other
Charlie
plays-
Chaplin was in the room. All right.
Well, actually, when I was at USC, which is the thing is, a girl was talking about having seen Safety Last the other day. I said, "Oh, great! I've never seen that, the Harold Lloyd silent film. I'd love to see it. Where'd you see it?" And she said, "At my house." And it turned out, in 1972, this is Cathy Roach, the daughter of Hal Roach. She had Hal Roach, who was, the great silent comedy. She had literally a theater in her house.
Yeah, I don't think that many people know who Hal Roach is. I think we may be the last two surviving people on the planet. All right.
You guys in Wikipedia.
Yeah, and Wikipedia's got some parts of it wrong. What else, guys? Anything else from you guys? All right, what about theater dreams? Does that still work? Yes, no?
I think so. Yeah. I definitely think so.
One of the bears about that, and I remember you complaining about this, Leanne, how quickly those costume changes have to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those costume changes, literally, there's 3 costume changes.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Originally?
Yeah.
Shit.
You forgot?
The costume changes were so fast.
Oh, yeah. Everyone yelled.
The one that sticks out in my head that we couldn't do is Punch and Judy. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, Punch and Judy is also.
I got to do the voice that drives you crazy.
Yeah,
You don't
it does.
like it.
Yeah.
Still, after 25 years.
Still nails on a blackboard. Still. But all of this to say that whole piece is written on timing. I've directed it. Lara's directed it. How is it timing-wise when you directed it, Lara? Did you find?
It's so based on timing. It has to be just totally snappy and quick, and the pacing is really important. Really important. But you need so much time within the scenes. But obviously, you need so much time. It has to happen quick. The changes obviously have to happen quick. But you still need time to do it. Very well rehearsed. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you guys were basically doing a first read as a table read here. But are there any parts? One of the reasons why I liked reading both of these plays, and probably the biggest thing I wanted to know, and also a couple of lines from Benny's play as well, are these pieces too dated? Do these pieces need to be modernized a little bit? You guys brought up the 2 hours to get to the airport, giving people anxiety, but for instance, some of the references, stage manager at the Christopher Street Theater. Well, the Christopher Street Theater hasn't been an all-gay playhouse since 2000. Old Calcutta, I don't think has played in New York in any of your lifetimes, with the exception of me and Benny.
I would just say
it was brought back, after the original run, but I don't know when.
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
There's some line about and out of character about like the character not being the right race or gender or something, and then they say, oh, like non-traditional role. I thought someone was going to bring up Hamilton because of that, and then they didn't, so I was a little confused.
Yeah, the non-traditional casting role.
But I think it could be worked into it for that.
Weirdly, I actually thought that was a pretty modern thing, because it's one of those where everyone's like, look, here's non-traditional casting exists, and it's like, in big budget things where someone can afford to, but the vast majority of theater is still like whiter than snow. So the idea that you're gonna be like, look, we're also gonna take this black character and make it white now, because non-traditional is like the worst possible interpretation of the attempt. That was what it was.
Now, when we did it at CAC, we took a lot of flack because there was an African-American cast member, but I made the white actor come out and play Othello, because that's what happens most of the time Othello's played. We took so much flack for that. So the play's deliberately poking at all the tropes of theater. Russian theater being, long and laborious, and Shakespearean theater, basically being horrible to women, and all theater being horrible to women, especially Tennessee Williams stuff. So is there anything that seemed like an unfair criticism of the theater at that point? Or anything that seemed a little too over the top? No.
I thought the cats thing aged beautifully.
Yeah.
So appropriate.
Yeah.
It kind of helped out that the movie came out recently too.
And it's garbage.
Yeah. Although if you get drunk enough, that is a fun movie to watch. But you really have to be lit, like majorly lit.
I believe it. But Jim, I live with my parents right
that?
now.
What'd you say, Jordan? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I said yes, but I live with my parents right now.
Yeah, get
So
that
maybe
drunk, too.
not.
Look, Jordan,
So-
I've seen some of the albums your dad's been posting online as his influences. Trust me, he's had a couple of drinks too.
Please don't remind me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say drink with your parents, but if you're not at that stage yet, wait till you're 40.
That's the problem, Leanne. I'm not the one that outdrinks the others.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my mom outdrank me for years.
Yeah.
It was very embarrassing.
And Jordan's mom can probably outdrink everyone at that family too. Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts on any of these plays? Yes, no? Final question. Do you guys ever think that theater will come back and we'll be able to do them live?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? I say for the timing, because the timing has to be so good or so tight on Theater Dreams, this could work as a tight read where you don't have to worry about the costume changes. Just the pure entertainment value of getting that timing down in a square, not a bad idea.
What did you think about doing this overall?
I think it's fun.
I liked it. Well, here's what I didn't like. Nobody told me we should be off book. I'm like flipping
We're not off
pages,
book.
feeling
What are
like
you
a
talking
newbie.
about?
I literally just read this off my phone.
And next to me on the screen. Nobody's off book.
I'm on an iPad.
You guys made it look really good. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean,
It's all
really
digital.
fucking talented,
It's just no paper. All digital.
Well, you guys looked so good. I was like, oh man.
You know, I mean, what?
I literally have an iPad set up next to my computer and my iPhone propped up against it.
Yeah, I read everything off my phone.
I tried that. I just couldn't get the size right that I wanted on my iPad. I went traditional.
I do think that Theater Dreams would actually be a fun staged reading where you could do like the crazy costume changes, but then still have the script, so like you can have that timing and it's all just insanity. Instead of trying to do it like a full production, but as a stage reading, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
And then you do it like props instead of like a full-on, things where you can just sort of like throw on and then rip it off, and then exactly.
A full costume change, like layer.
Yeah, what might be fun for this one for Theater Dreams while we're still in the Zoom world is to do it with people turning on and off their boxes.
Sure.
You know, and
some rehearsal.
Yeah, it would
That definitely
need
takes some rehearsal and like technology skill. Because I had asked earlier because I was taking part in something where someone did that, but then she popped back on screen and didn't realize that she was still on mute. So she popped back in and was like, "Oh my god!" Blah, 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 blah. And it was like, "No, sweetie, nobody can hear you."
It's adding a lot of problems like that you may not want to deal with.
Yeah, and the whole key to doing the Zoom thing where you pop in and out is you need to turn your camera off but leave your mic on. So when you pop in, it's there. But that means you got to remember to be quiet.
Yeah. It's gonna be practice.
Call that rehearsal, cats.
Yeah, you know, like you know.
It can be done.
Yeah, call rehearsal.
Yeah.
That might actually work. I
remember rehearsals.
Yeah, those were the fun times. I do believe that John G and John R, who is silently somewhere on this recording, we had discussed if this actually worked, maybe in another 2 weeks doing another couple of plays, and maybe in a couple of weeks after that, maybe even tackling a classic play, you know, as we keep on going, to kind of keep theater alive until we can actually do more theater. So as actors, would that be something you guys would be interested in?
100%.
Yes.
I mean, you're gonna have to get in touch with my agent, but sure.
I think I know your agent. It's Agent Orange, right?
Got it. Yeah. There you go.
I mean, I'll be even open to a modern play, you know, like that's like a full length play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you have to deal with rights.
Actually, no, not for Zoom. As long as you don't monetize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, it's actually under. Trust me, as someone who's had stuff published at Sam French, it count the readings as long as they're not monetized. You're allowed as much audience at a reading as you want. The second you charge $1, you have to pay full rates. So
What if we charge in a currency outside of this country?
That's not a play. That's a musical.
Actually, Leanne, no, you can't.
Musicals are different.
Musicals are always different.
Musical's a whole other.
I thought you meant read the script of the movie Lion King.
Shot for shot.
Like, just read the movie script.
Oh, God.
It's funny for me because I actually don't like musicals. I was being so sarcastic.
Well,
nobody likes musicals, which is why the Cat's line is funny.
Yeah.
I like musicals, Jim.
I like musicals.
There's a couple people here who do like musicals. We call them weirdos. But the rest of us.
You know what? You know what would be funny if we did an August Wilson play and didn't cast any black people. Sorry.
This is the fastest way for the internet to hate you.
Yeah, that would do it.
Well, it's non-traditional casting.
Yes, non-traditional casting. Oh my
let me
God,
just
the
say,
piano lesson.
I'm so grateful that you said that joke and not me. That's
No,
all
I
I'm
was the
saying.
only one who could. I mean, I am Highlander.
You didn't say Karen. That made me laugh.
Yes, I did. It's Karen's piano lesson.
That's
August Wilson for white people.
Oh, that's just wrong. That's just wrong on every level.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
fantastic.
All right. Any final words, people?
So that was the run through. Now we do it for real.
Yeah, we're doing this again tomorrow night, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Guys, thank you so much for this. I know it's been streaming on YouTube.
Great to see everybody.
Great to see you guys.
We'll
Thank
see you
you
guys
guys.
soon. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hey, good night, everybody.
Benny. Bye, Benny.
Bye, Betty.
Hey, Benny.
Bye, Betty.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Betty.
Bye, Benny.
Bye, Betty.
I don't want this.
Bye, Betty.
Hi, Benny.
Benny, the new
To the end of the
Betty, the
Beverly
new John Boy.
Hillbillies and.
Bye, Betty.